Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're unpacking some eye-catching remarks made by former President Donald Trump on the future of US-EU trade and energy relations. On the Post's Podforce 1, Trump declared what he called the biggest trade deal ever with the European Union. At the same time, he criticized the ugly windmills scattered across Europe's landscape and urged the EU's 27 member countries to buy $750 billion worth of American energy. This bold statement comes at a time when the world is grappling with energy security and the transition to cleaner power sources. The EU has been aggressively pursuing renewable energy projects, with wind power playing a major role in its climate strategy. Countries like Germany, Spain, and Denmark have invested billions in wind turbines to reduce reliance on fossil fuels and cut carbon emissions. But Trump's comments show a starkly different view. He dismisses wind energy as unsightly and impractical, pushing instead for Europe to increase its purchase of traditional US energy exports, including oil, natural gas, and coal. His message not only reflects economic interests but also a broader political vision of energy independence and trade dominance. Over the next few minutes, we'll break down Trump's claims, explore the controversy around wind energy in Europe, and analyze what this proposed trade deal could mean for the future of transatlantic relations. The European Union has positioned itself as a global leader in renewable energy, with wind power at the forefront of its strategy. Wind turbines have transformed the European countryside and coastlines, generating clean electricity that helps reduce greenhouse gas emissions. By 2023, wind energy accounted for nearly 15% of the EU's electricity consumption. Countries like Denmark produce nearly half of their power from wind, while Germany and Spain also have massive wind farms both onshore and offshore. The EU's Green Deal, a sweeping climate policy framework, aims to make the bloc climate neutral by 2050, and wind energy is central to this ambition. Despite the clear environmental benefits, wind turbines have also faced criticism. Some Europeans dislike the visual impact of windmills, calling them ugly or disruptive to natural landscapes. Others raise concerns about noise pollution, effects on wildlife, and the intermittency of wind power, which can require backup energy sources. Trump's comments about the ugly windmills tap into these criticisms, but also serve a political purpose. By disparaging wind energy, he promotes American fossil fuel exports as a more reliable and economically beneficial alternative, positioning the US as Europe's energy savior in a time of global uncertainty. Trump's demand that the EU buy $750 billion in American energy is part of a broader push to boost US energy exports and reduce Europe's dependence on Russian gas. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, energy security has become a critical issue, and the EU has scrambled to diversify its suppliers. The US has become a major exporter of liquefied natural gas, LNG, crude oil, and coal to Europe, filling a gap left by sanctions on Russia. Trump argues that American energy is cheaper, more reliable, and less politically fraught than the EU's current options. He presents this massive trade deal as a win-win. Europe gets energy security, while the US benefits economically. However, the proposal raises questions. The EU is still committed to cutting emissions and transitioning to renewables, which could clash with increasing fossil fuel imports. Environmentalists warn that doubling down on fossil fuels could slow the green transition and worsen climate change. Politically, Trump's approach reflects his America First policy, using energy exports as leverage in global trade and geopolitics. Whether the EU embraces or rejects this deal will reveal much about the future balance of power in transatlantic relations. Trump's remarks underscore the ongoing tension between economic interests, environmental priorities, and geopolitics. Europe faces a tough balancing act. It must secure energy supplies amid global disruptions while continuing its climate commitments. The ugly windmills controversy is just one symbol of this broader challenge. If the EU agrees to buy large amounts of American energy, it could reshape the global energy market, strengthening US influence in Europe and reducing Russian leverage. But it might also slow investment in renewables, complicating the fight against climate change. On the other hand, rejecting Trump's deal would reinforce the EU's green agenda but could leave it vulnerable to energy shortages and price volatility. The trade-off between energy security and environmental responsibility is more acute than ever. Ultimately, this story highlights how energy policy is at the heart of international diplomacy and economic strategy. Whether you agree or disagree with Trump's stance, the future of transatlantic energy trade will be a critical issue in the years ahead. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, be sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more updates on global energy and politics.